I have the constitution of an Olympic athlete, increased strength and speed that can only be described as superhuman.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 worst films of 2022 so far.
So what are our options here?
We have to go back to the moon. We have to see what's going on up there.
For this list, we're looking at the most ill-conceived, poorly executed, and overall worst films released since the beginning of the year. What 2022 movie did you find impossible to get through? Let us know in the comments. Number 10. Choose or Die. We would certainly advise against choosing to watch this low-rent Netflix horror thriller. Choose or Die stars Yola Evans as a young woman who finds herself at the mercy of a terrifying retro video game.
Get to the living room.
I can't. It's gonna see me.
Not if you go quick. Go hide behind the couch.
I can't move. I can't move from here. I cannot move from here. Kayla, help me.
This should be the perfect recipe for some off-the-wall fun, but Choose or Die has little going for it other than some admittedly impressive effects. And not even a voice cameo from horror icon Robert Englund can make up for how shoddy the script is.
Reality is cursed.
That is so cool.
Spend that money wisely, kiddos.
Robert Englund?
It's thankfully only 84 minutes long, but you might be saying game over well before then.
How did you find us?
Sent me here.
Why would it do that?
You tell me.
Number 9. Moonfall. Director Roland Emmerich specializes in disaster movies, but Moonfall is mostly just a disaster.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Nope.
Look, I don't want to be here any more than you do.
Starring an overqualified cast including Halle Berry, Patrick Wilson, and Donald Sutherland, the film is basically what you'd expect from the title. The moon is hurtling towards Earth, so it's up to the top minds to solve this cataclysmic problem and learn there's more to the moon than we were led to believe.
Whatever this place is built out of, one thing's for sure. It's stronger than anything we have on Earth.
Probably why it took that thing years to get inside.
If that sounds nonsensical, you're right. But Moonfall isn't even entertaining in its ridiculousness. Were such a scenario to occur in real life, there's no way it would be as boring as this.
Yeah, still crazy.
Why'd you come here if you're not going to believe me?
Because I know what it's like to try to tell people something and have no one listen.
Number 8. Blacklight. Remember how exciting it was when Liam Neeson became an action star? Little did we know it would lead to turgid thrillers like Blacklight.
No, it's over.
That's your decision. That's the wrong decision, but yours.
Another in a sea of interchangeable titles, Blacklight sees Neeson as a government agent who finds himself and his loved ones in danger after uncovering a horrifying plot.
I would suggest you show me a little gratitude if you and your granddaughter want anything that resembles a normal life.
Any potential excitement is thwarted by its by-the-numbers script and Neeson's uninvolved starring performance. We know that Neeson is a great actor when given the right material, but between this and Memory, another dull 2022 thriller, it's getting more difficult to look forward to a new Liam Neeson movie.
I'm worried about you, Dad.
There's nothing to worry about.
That's why I'm worried.
Number 7. The 355. What do you get when you take an ensemble of talented actresses and give them the most unimaginative script possible? You get the 355, a spy thriller that aims for empowerment but ends up at uninspired.
Please put the guns down.
I would listen to her, and by all means do. 8, 7.
We all want the same thing here.
No, we don't. 6.
In this film, 4 agents from around the world team up to retrieve a weapon before it can have devastating effects.
That drive will be hidden in one of the items for sale.
Which one?
I don't know yet. So we'll have to rely on your social skills.
Among the overqualified cast members are Jessica Chastain, Penelope Cruz, Lupita Nyong'o, Fan Bingbing, and Diane Kruger. But even with multiple Oscar winners in the ensemble, the 355 is frustratingly uninspired.
Are you in therapy?
I should be.
I think you should.
We are all for more female-led films. We just want them to be better than this. Number 6. Firestarter. The original Firestarter isn't particularly good, but it is a masterpiece compared to this hot mess of a remake. Based on Stephen King's novel, the film stars Zac Efron as a father trying to protect his young daughter who has pyrokinetic abilities.
If who catches me?
You're supposed to be in your room, Charlie.
You were yelling.
Firestarter received a chilly reception from critics and audiences alike. Reviews made note of how bland and uninspired it all feels. And even the visuals are hardly worth commenting on. Unless you have to see every single King adaptation, there's basically no reason to watch this. To put it bluntly, Firestarter generates no heat.
If you do it too much, it'll really hurt you.
But I don't feel the heat when it happens.
Number 5. The Bubble. Judd Apatow has been a reliable comedy director for nearly 20 years now. So we're shocked he could make anything as bad as this.
How you doing? I thought today was so good.
You did?
Did you not?
No. Today was a disaster.
Co-written by Apatow and Pam Brady, The Bubble is an ensemble comedy about the making of an action blockbuster during the COVID-19 pandemic.
Are there any questions? Amazing. Let's have some fun.
While the film may intend to skewer Hollywood, it fails as a satire, as it's neither funny nor insightful.
Hello, this is Paula from the studio, and I just wanted to say thank you all for your tremendous sacrifice. It is worth it.
Instead, The Bubble traps reliable talent like Karen Gillan, Pedro Pascal, and Keegan-Michael Key in a witless and overlong nightmare.
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm a complete fraud.
This is one bubble that can't pop soon enough. Number 4. Redeeming Love. Romantic dramas tend to get a bad rap. But when Redeeming Love is an example of what gets made, it's easier to understand why that is.
You don't own me!
Based on Francine Rivers' novel, this melodrama takes the biblical story of Hosea and brings it to California during the Gold Rush. Abigail Cowan plays Angel, a young woman who comes from tragic circumstances and who finds grace in Michael, played by Tom Lewis.
You knew half of what I did, you'd send me right back.
Listen, you did not choose the life you had. Okay, but you can choose the life you want.
It's impossible to miss the religious overtones of this movie, but it's also difficult to feel any kind of investment in these characters and their journey. As with far too many faith-based films, Redeeming Love is a holy bore.
I just want to build a life with you. I want to have children with you.
Michael.
A new beginning.
Number 3. The King's Daughter. This fantasy flop should be on a worst films of 2015 list, as that is when it was originally scheduled for release. However, this was delayed for nearly 7 years.
A rumor. Odd. In a court so devoid of gossip.
If you're unlucky enough to see it, you will understand why no one was in a rush to release it. Pierce Brosnan plays King Louis XIV, who ensnares a mermaid in hopes of achieving immortality.
The infinite light source.
What you propose, Doctor, is sacrilegious.
What I'm proposing is revolutionary.
Stop the bickering. Stop it.
However, things get complicated after the mythical creature meets his secret daughter. The King's Daughter is a baffling mishmash of other more successful source materials that seems designed to appeal to absolutely no one. Some movies are worth waiting years for. This one, not so much.
You're something they can never be. An individual. In all things, I suspect.
Number 2. Morbius. Morbius was released on April 1st, 2022. Unfortunately, we don't think it was a great April Fool's prank.
We have to push the boundaries, take the risks. Without that, there is no science.
This laughable entry in Sony's Spider-Man universe quickly became one of the year's biggest punchlines. Jared Leto plays Dr. Michael Morbius, who finds himself turned into a superpowered vampire after trying to cure an illness. With its dated effects and shoddy script, Morbius is awful even when compared to superhero movies released 20 years ago, let alone ones made now.
Who the hell are you, man?
Me? I am Venom.
And despite all of the memes mocking it, it's not even worth watching for a bad movie night. From beginning to end, Morbius flat out sucks.
Make us understand.
I wish I knew.
Okay.
Great stuff.
Before we unveil our #1 pick, here are some honorable mentions, or in this case, dishonorable mentions. Measure of Revenge. We'd swear vengeance on anyone who recommends this awful thriller.
Ask me any other favor.
No, I'm not asking. You are going to find out who gave my son PMA.
Senior Year. Never been kissed? This is not.
How do I get her to sign it?
Oh, you won't. She's untouchable. Okay, everyone's friends with her, but she's friends with no one.
Deep Water. This long-delayed erotic thriller wastes the talents of stars Ben Affleck and Ana de Armas.
What do you want to know? Where I was? What I did?
Jurassic World Dominion. This dinosaur franchise might be ready for extinction.
We made a terrible mistake.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
#1. 365 Days. This Day. The 365 Days films are erotic thrillers so wretched they make the 50 Shades franchise look positively enlightened.
I admit, I know that our beginnings were quite rough, or more like sick. You've kidnapped me, and this is sick.
Both the original and its sequel boast 0% scores on Rotten Tomatoes, and we wouldn't want to meet anyone who admires them. Look, there's nothing wrong with enjoying a steamy romance, but This Day is so incompetently made, it's questionable if it even qualifies as a movie.
I wouldn't like to waste your precious time.
Wasting my time? You're talking to a person who has absolutely nothing to do.
Consisting largely of graphic montages, it leaves nothing to the imagination, meaning anyone who dares watch it will be bored silly. And while it's not quite as morally appalling as its predecessor, it's still regressive in more ways than one.
Be rational. I didn't make you come here. You came with me because you felt safe.
It might not end up being the year's worst film, though. The third installment is scheduled for release in August.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.